Hey guys, it's your boy Jay Kabata back here with another video. I got my morning coffee here. That's the way I start my day. I made it at home. I'm not buying that expensive Starbucks or that Dutch Bros. You know, Starbucks coffee is like $5 because I get a latte. But anyway, today I'm going to be telling you guys what a Roth IRA is and if you should own one. Alright, let's get into it. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that allows you to make gains without being taxed on it. So as many of you guys know, like if you invest in stocks, let's say you invest $20,000 and you come out with $30,000, so you made a $10,000 profit, you're actually going to get taxed on those $10,000. With the Roth IRA, if you made that exact same $10,000 over the amount of years that it takes you to make that, you won't actually be taxed on that. Now there are certain rules that apply to this. If not, everyone would just be putting their money in here instead of investing in a regular portfolio. So one of the things that you need to do is that you need to be 59 and a half and you need to be invested in this account for at least 5 years. The other thing is that you can only put $6,000 inside this account a year. There is a rule that if you are 50 years old, then you are allowed to put in at least $7,000 in it. If you don't follow these rules, then you will be taxed and you will also take a 10% penalty. So that's definitely something that you don't want to do, because that 10% is definitely going to take a lot of your money. That's pretty much what a Roth IRA is. It's honestly very simple. I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of this, and then at the end of the video I'm going to be telling you guys if I have one, and I'm going to tell you why I either do have one or don't have one. Now the major pro to this is obviously that it's tax-free. Not a lot of other things are tax-free. If you invest, as I said, in those stocks, you are going to be taxed on it. If you work, you're going to be taxed on it. If you sell something, you're going to be taxed on it. If you started investing at 18 and you take your money out at 59 and a half, all that growth is going to be tax-free. You're going to literally be able to take out everything that is inside that account. Another pro to this is that although you're not able to take out from your gains until you're 59 and a half, you are able to take out from your contributions. So I'm going to give the example is if you invest $10,000 and you make $5,000, so now your account says $15,000, you are able to take out those $10,000 for specific things. Now those things can range from your first time home buyer, so for a house, an education, if you're trying to get an education, they would allow you to take that out. And then also for medical expenses. If you got hurt or something serious happened in your life where you do need to take from your contributions, then they would allow that. But the main thing here is that it's only your contributions. You are not able to take out from your gains. You would not be taxed or penalized for taking out from the contributions that you put in. The last pro for this is that it's just a retirement account. If you don't work somewhere that offers you a retirement, or you don't have somewhere that's going to give you a good retirement, then a Roth IRA is definitely something that's going to help you out with retirement. Obviously everyone wants to have a retirement so that when they do retire, they're able to live more comfortably. Now let's get into the cons. Now there's not many cons to this because having a Roth IRA can definitely be beneficial, and I wouldn't say that it's necessarily 100% a negative thing. The first con is that there is a limit to how much you can put in there. You're only allowed to put in $6,000. As I said before, if you are 50, they do allow you to put an extra $1,000 in there, making the total to $7,000 a year. But even then, there's also a limit. So if you're single and you make $139,000 or more, you're not able to contribute to a Roth IRA. If you're married and you guys make $206,000 or more, you're also not able to contribute to a Roth IRA. The next major con that I see and that I mainly have a problem with is that you're not able to touch your money until you're 59 and a half. The reason I see this as a con is because if you plan to retire earlier, like let's say you retire around 50 to 52, then you're not able to touch that money until you become 59 and a half. So that is definitely going to be a huge con. That's going to be all for the cons. As I said, there's not many cons for a Roth IRA because I'll never be able to say that a Roth IRA is completely bad. Now I'm going to get into whether I own a Roth IRA or not. The answer is no. So just because I don't own a Roth IRA doesn't mean that you shouldn't, and I'm going to be breaking down exactly why I personally don't own a Roth IRA. I got my career at 21 years old. Now for me to get my full pension out of that career, I need to work 30 years. So if you do the math, 30 years out of 21, let's just say I will retire around 51 and a half. That means if I had a Roth IRA, I would not be able to touch that money for 8 years, although I'm already retired. That's not the only reason. So when I retire, I'm gonna have a pension. I'm also gonna have my retirement account that I have with my work. And I also have my own investments on the side, as you guys can see, as I show you guys all my stocks and stuff. So for me to have a Roth IRA and not being able to touch my money until I'm 59 and a half, that's a huge disbenefit for me because I don't plan to retire at 59 and a half. I personally plan to retire before 59 and a half. Let's just say I do retire at 50 even though I want to retire before that. My point is that I'm still going to have to wait a certain amount of time before I am even able to use that money. Now that's just my personal thing. I have multiple things. I have a pension, I have my retirement account, and I also have my personal investments. I'm not saying that a Roth IRA is not for you. For example, maybe if you started working at 25 or 28 and you're going to work for 30 years, then that would put you around right there where where the Roth IRA works. Just for me, when I started my career, I started it very young. So if I do stay with this career for 30 years, I'm going to retire at 52. So it's just going to be way too early for me to not get that money when I retire. That's going to be all for today's video, guys. I hope this video has helped you guys decide if a Roth IRA is right for you or not. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have a Roth IRA or if you're planning on getting a Roth IRA. I'm leaving my Robinhood link down below in the description. Make sure you click that, get a free stock, and get started with investing. Getting started with investing is one of the most important things you can do. If you only have $20, investing those $20 is better than investing nothing at all. Let those $20 work for you. Make sure to follow me at jkabata on my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you guys have any questions, you guys can always reach out to me there. I do respond to everyone. I know sometimes I do take a while, but I promise I will get back to you. Until next time, guys.